Hi there. Today you are going to learn about the neuroleptics. Neuroleptics is also known as antipsychotic drugs. So before moving to the antipsychotic drugs, let us quickly gather the points of the psychosis. Psychosis means it is a mental illness characterized by the disconnection from the reality. So how the psychosis patients are disconnected from the real life due to these symptoms: distortion of thought, irrational behavior, delusions, hallucinations. Delusions is nothing but they're not having capacity to recognize the real life, right? Hallucinations, it is the perception of seen, heard, or touch. Actually, it wasn't there. If you see some ghost related movies in there, they will show some clips like one person is having fearing from the ghost. Assume that one person have a fear from the ghost, right? If that particular person is sleeping alone at the night means he will always assume that one human structure is moving around the windows beside him. He will heard some things, sounds. He will heard some different sounds from the kitchen room and everything. Due to extreme fear, phobia, he will assume, he will hallucinate himself or herself that particular ghost is moving. So, clear what is hallucinations, right? So, that is about the hallucinations. Before 5 to 10 seconds back, you have observed one thing here into the right corner, bottom corner here, right? Teddy bear, minion teddy bear, right? So, like that, the particular psychosis patients they will assume the situations like that, but this is the reality. Okay. Psychiatric illness. Psychiatric illness having two categories like psychosis and neurosis. Psychosis, under that we will find some schizophrenia, mania, depression, bipolar disorders. Under neurosis you will find OCD, obsessive compulsive disorders, anxiety, phobia, post traumatic stress disorders. Okay, we'll see all these things in deep later. Okay, till now you know about the psychiatric illness categories and the introduction part of the psychosis. Okay, let's quickly move to the pathophysiology of psychosis. Exactly how psychosis, in the psychosis patients, what are the neurotransmitters are giving signals or deactivating the neurotransmitter signals, we'll see further. Let's talk about the pathophysiology of the psychosis. Okay, pathophysiology, what exactly happening in the central nervous system, what kind of endogenous signaling molecules are released to results or trigger the psychosis. Okay, let's see. If you see in the midbrain region, we will find one area that is ventral tegmental area. Most of the dopamine neurotransmitters are produced here. That means 60% of dopamines are produced in the ventral tegmental area that gives some signal to the nucleus accumbens. The nerves are connected between nucleus accumbens and the VTA. Let's see. So assume this is a neuron giving some signal to. So assume this is the VTA here. Ventral tegmental area. This is the neural cell body. Okay. Here we are having some axons, right? Okay. The stimulations occurred in the ventral tegmental area. Here, lots of nerve impulses are generated. Here, dopamines are stored. Lots of dopamines are stored here. In the psychosis conditions, it will release lots of excess release of dopamine to the nucleus accumbens. This is the nucleus accumbens. We are having particular receptors here. Okay, it will release and will bind here. Lots of dopamines will bind here, and it will result psychosis. Okay, that means excess release of dopamine leads to positive symptoms like hallucinations, delusion. So how these symptoms are occurring means excess release of dopamine in the synapse between the VTA and nucleus accumbens in the central region. Okay, that's why we are having these symptoms and hallucinations and delusions. Okay, so this is the pathway between VTA and NACA. The name of this thing is happening in the limbic system. That's why they kept the name of this pathway is mesolimbic pathway. So this is one of the main pathway for occurring the psychosis, mesolimbic pathway. We are having another pathway that is mesocortex pathway. We will see about the thing. So mesocortex pathway. That means the pathway between the VTA and here we are having one PFC, prefrontal cortex. That means the nerves are connected between the PFC and ventral tegmental area. Here what will exactly happen means, so assume that this is the VTA. Here we are having dopamines. So this is the PFC region. The synapse between the VTA and PFC in this specifically dopamine will release less amount. Decrease in dopamine levels. So we are having receptors here. Okay, specific receptors. Dopamine, every neurotransmitter having their specific receptors. Dopamine having dopamine receptors. That means we are having 4 types of dopamine receptors in our body. So here in the synapse between the VTA and prefrontal cortex, here we are having D1 type of receptor. So hypoactivity of D1 receptor leads to negative symptoms of psychosis. That means these are the negative symptoms of psychosis: avolition, sadness, extreme sadness. So these are some negative symptoms of psychosis. That means psychosis have it in the psychosis patients we will find some positive symptoms as well as negative symptoms. How the positive symptoms will occur means the synapse between the VTA and nucleus accumbens, it will release lots of excess amount of dopamine. Oh, I forgot to tell about what type of receptor present in the NAC. There D2 type of receptors. Okay, hyperactivity of D2 type of receptors leads to hallucinations and delusions. That is a positive symptom. Hypoactivity of D1 type of receptors leads to avolitions and sadness. So that's about the pathophysiology of psychosis. Let's quickly gather the points what we have discussed now. Okay, we have discussed about the introduction of the psychosis, psychiatric illness categorized into psychosis, and under that we have seen schizophrenia, mania, blah blah, blah, etc. Then we have discussed deeply into the pathophysiology of psychosis. Okay, so we have discussed about mesolimbic pathway and mesocortex pathway. Though these are the pathways are responsible for psychosis. Okay, we have discussed the mesolimbic pathway. Excess release of dopamine leads to positive symptoms of psychosis like hallucinations and delusions. So hyperactivity of D2 type of receptors is responsible for hallucination and delusions. Okay, those are the positive symptoms of psychosis. So how the negative symptoms will occur means due to this mesocortex pathway. Here, less amount of dopamine release due to that hypoactivity of D1 receptor will occur, due to that leads to negative symptoms like avolition and extreme sadness. Avolition means decrease in the motivation to initiate and perform the self-directed purposeful activities. So then extreme sadness, right? In psychosis, you will find these type of symptoms, positive as well as negative symptoms. Then we have seen how the positive and negative symptoms will occur due to these two pathways like mesolimbic pathway as well as mesocortex pathway. Okay. Let's quickly move to the antipsychotic drugs and their classification. What is the mechanism of drug? What that particular drugs will do in your body to decrease the positive symptoms. Till now, the research or scientists didn't find the cure for the psychosis. They have found that decrease the symptoms of the psychosis so that the patient can get out from the psychosis. Let's see about the neuroleptic classification. The classification of drug it categorized into five. One is phenothiazines, another is butyrophenones and thioxanthines and other heterocyclics and atypical antipsychotic drugs. Let's quickly see one by one category of particular drugs, right? The first category is again divided into three sub-classifications like depending upon the structure. One is aliphatic, side chain, phenothiazines and piperidine, side chain and piperazine side chain. Okay. Under aliphatic side chains, the particular drugs are chlorpromazine, triflupromazine, under piperidine side chain, thioridazine. Piperazine, the drugs are trifluperazine, fluphenazine. Let's move to the butyrophenone drugs like haloperidol, trifluperidol, under thioxanthine drugs like flupentazole. Other heterocyclic drugs like loxapine, pimozides. Atypical drugs like clozapine, olanzapine, quetiapine. and risperidone, aripiprazole. These are the antipsychotic drugs. Till now they form depending upon the particular structure. All the neuroleptic drugs having potency to block the D2 receptor so that they decrease the symptoms of psychosis. Okay. Chlorpromazine and haloperidol has considered as prototype of drug. First, they will give the preference first to these drugs to decrease the symptoms of psychosis. Okay, let's quickly move to the chlorpromazine drugs and other particular antipsychotic drugs in the depending upon the structure, how depending upon the how the potency of this drug having this drug and this drug. We'll see the comparisons between these among these drugs. Let's see pharmacological actions of neuroleptic drugs. Okay. Let's see in central nervous system. If we take neuroleptic drugs, what are the pharmacological actions will occur in the CNS? Will see. Specifically, this is CPV, chlorpromazine, that is one of the antipsychotic drug, aliphatic side chain of phenothiazine drug. It will reduces irrational behavior, agitation, and other psychic symptoms. And it also suppresses hallucinations, delusion, and hyperactivity. So specifically, chlorpromazine reduces and suppresses the psychic symptoms like irrational behavior, agitation, hallucination, delusion, psychic symptoms, and hyperactivity conditions. Okay, this is the first point. Second, all the neuroleptic drugs, all the neuroleptic drugs have anti-emetic activity. Apart from antipsychotic activity, it is also having anti-emetic activity, except except thioridazine. This piperidine side chain of phenothiazine drug. Okay, except thioridazine, remaining all neuroleptic drugs having anti-emetic activity. All phenothiazines, butyrophenones, type of drugs, and thioxanthines have antipsychotic activity, but it depends on potency. It depends upon the dose, it will differ in potency. Depending upon the dose of particular category of the drug, it will differ the potency of particular therapeutic activity. Okay. Let's see some more actions it will take in the CNS region. Okay. All the neuroleptics will produce hypotension either centrally or peripherally. All the neuroleptics will produce hypotension, just centrally or peripherally. You know the hypotension, right? Due to the partial tolerance of neuroleptics leads to tachycardia, right? Due to the high doses of due to the administration of high doses of neuroleptics leads to decrease in heart function, especially it will changes the ECG that leads to arrhythmia, irregular of heartbeat. Okay, specifically due to the high doses of thioridazine leads to arrhythmia. Okay, remember this drug, piperidine type of phenothiazine drug. If you take the high doses of thioridazine, it will makes the decrease the heart functionality and it will changes the ECG rate and the graph will change, leads to arrhythmia. Okay, regular heartbeat. Let's see some more points, actions taken in the CNS region. Specifically, aliphatic and piperidine type of phenothiazine drugs have low potency, and it will produce more sedation due to tolerance. Due to tolerance of this particular type of drugs leads to sedation, it won't give the antipsychotic activity. Okay. And a typical type of antipsychotic drugs have weak D2 receptor blocking activity. Instead of that, this type of this category of the drugs will block the HT2 receptor, serotonin type 2 receptor, and alpha 1 receptor blocking. It has a strong, it will strongly block these two types of receptors like serotonin type 2 and alpha 1 receptor blocking. It will lead to antipsychotic activity. Okay, atypical drugs are second generation of antipsychotic drugs. These are the specific pharmacological actions will take place in the central nervous systems. Let's move to the other systems. Okay. Local anesthetic activity. Chlorpromazine has the same potent as procaine. Procaine is one of the local anesthetic drugs. It has the same potent as procaine too. But it won't consider or it won't use as a local anesthetic drug because it gives irritation. So that's why it won't use as a local anesthetic drug. Okay. So let's see how the neuroleptic drugs will affect the hormonal release. It will imbalance the hormonal release in the body. Let's see. So what are the hormones specifically? What are the hormones it will target the neuroleptic drugs? So neuroleptic drugs abnormally secrete the prolactin hormone. Due to this abnormal release of prolactin hormone leads to galactorrhea and gynecomastia. So due to the hypersecretion of prolactin leads to galactorrhea means spontaneous release the milk from the breast. Abnormal release of milk from the breast. Gynecomastia means the breast size will increase in the males. That is due to the hypersecretion of prolactin. Neuroleptics will do this thing. So neuroleptics will decrease the growth hormone. Neuroleptics will decrease the adrenocorticotropin hormone. Neuroleptics will decrease the antidiuretic hormones. Okay. Specifically, it diminishes these hormonal activity. It will diminish all the naturally occurring physiological process will happen in the body. So neuroleptics will having some diminishing activities in the endocrine systems. So this is about the some pharmacological actions of neuroleptic drug. So make a point, neuroleptics will also decrease the gonadotropin hormone. So it leads to diminish all the pharmacophysiological process will naturally occur in your body. It will make some side effects due to these overdose of over tolerance of these neuroleptic drugs. Okay, this is about the pharmacological actions of neuroleptic drugs.